What's driving this resilience that we're seeing in the markets right now? And indeed, more importantly, could it last? I put this question to Gaurang Shah, head investment strategist at Geojit Securities, and I began by asking him to break it down for us.
The market correction started from last October till lasted till December. Then beginning of this year, we again saw FI coming back lock, stock and barrel and selling off. If my date and my levels are right, then after the announcement of tariff on 2nd of April, Nifty made a low of 21,800 on 7th of April. And from those levels, in this couple of weeks, we are back at 24,400, 24,300. What has made the market so resilient is, I think, first of all, the commitment of investors, especially in the local domain. That is the domestic institutional investors, and of course, by and large, retail investors who participate directly into equity. They were absolutely not disturbed by the fact that markets, if you talk about Sensex and Nifty, then from the all-time highs, we corrected close to about 16 or 18 odd percent. Sector specific, stock specific, a little bit more. So there was a continuous flow of liquidity coming and participating in the equity market, either directly or via mutual fund, SIPs or lump sum investments. Then, of course, came the whammy in form of tariffs on 180 plus countries. Won't go into much detail because we already know about that. And then realization that we are not so overly dependent on our exports, manufacturing exports primarily to US. And of course, whatever comes in from US to our country, our government has already started to take steps to cut tariffs over there. Then, of course, followed by the earnings season, fourth quarter. In between this, I think the rational thinking that was there was that, yes, we may get affected. We may have a consolidation period for some time, but all is not lost. That was the feeling by and large at ground level when I interact with a lot of investors. So that continued to support the market in terms of resilience and not correcting the way rest of the emerging market or some of the developed markets have corrected. Then we had the earnings season unfold, which has supported the market. At least if I am not wrong, and if I say this, that compared to third quarter, whatever we've seen up till now in fourth quarter has been a little bit more colorful and a shade better compared to the third quarter. And the verbatim or the post earnings press conference meet and the outlook on businesses that, yes, we are likely to do better. In between all these things, FIs who are net sellers have now started to come back slowly and steadily. As we speak, I think late this evening, a Fed meeting is there and a decision on what the outlook is and whether the rate cut is going to happen or not. But my sense is that we are somewhere relatively better placed than our peers in the emerging market. And even I would go to the extent going to say that better placed than some of the developed markets also.
Right. So the reason I asked about resilience is also to try and test whether that resilience can stay, assuming the uncertainty continues in some way or the other, because we are still faced with two or three types of uncertainty, one of which is the border conflict. What's your sense, again, if you look back at history?
We still don't know how things are going to shape up in terms of the 90-day window that has been announced by President Trump, how things are going to shape up, whether actually there is going to be a rethink in terms of the levels of tariffs that were announced, whether there is going to be optimism in terms of course, India is doing its best to reach out, and even US is doing its best to reach out to India. We are working. President Trump has already announced that, yes, India and US are very close to finalizing the BTAs and the FTAs and the tariff-related issues. Resilience, why I say is that despite of the kind of negativity that had created an overhang, I would have got a little bit more concerned had it been for a glut of outflow from the mutual fund and SIPs getting stopped. That has not happened. And in terms of retail participation, where we have a direct interaction with the retail investors, people are more confident and more matured now. And they are willing to commit long-term money in a market which is otherwise correcting. 5 years back, if you would have asked me the same questions, yes, it was a worry because retail investors were running away, even if the market had to correct maybe about 5, 6, 7% or even 10%. But that has changed for good. And I think that is something that makes me draw a positive, a very strong positive in terms of this resilience staying for a long period of time. Point number one. Point number two, if earnings have to improve, market will again readjust itself. And of course, the flows that were otherwise outflows are now steadily coming back, slowly but steadily. And in terms of the other issues that we are at with, of course, yesterday we had a good news, Govind, in terms of India and UK. It was 3 years work in progress. And finally, the FT has been decided and it will soon be signed, sealed, and delivered. Possibly even with US in the next couple of months, I think we should be at the table wherein there will be signed, sealed, and delivery of the BTAs or the FTAs or tariff related understanding that we have. So my sense is that we will take some time to have a steady upside. We might be in a period of consolidation, at least in the immediate short to medium term.
Right. What I'm taking away is that the factors that contribute to the bedrock of the market, which also builds up the resilience, is one is it's different, and secondly, it's in a much stronger level or levels than we've seen in the past. If you were to look now or drill down a little into sectors, how are you looking at the market, and what's standing out, what's not standing out at this point?
I think financials, they've done well, whatever, barring one or two names here and there, banking, NBFCs, strong NBFCs, diversified NBFCs. Credit growth is definitely going to come through thick and thin. Improvement in terms of asset quality, both net and gross. Provisionings, recoveries coming through, provisionings coming back to the balance sheet. And of course, in the rate cut scenario, I think our thought process at Geojit Investment, Govind, is that after seeing 2 rate cuts this calendar year, we may possibly see 2 more rate cuts in form of 0.25, 0.25 before we say goodbye to this calendar year, December 2025. Rate cuts will definitely have positive impact in loan book growth. So banking and NBFC, that banking and finance, both public sector bank, private sector banks and strong NBFCs will do well. Cement sector will do well, defense, cap goods engineering, consumption related themes, both discretionary and non-discretionary. We are likely to see a positivity. And with this announcement on some relaxation on auto, steel, and aluminum, I think auto sector should also be on the spotlight. So primarily, we are focusing on these sectors which are driven by domestic theme.
If I can supplement to that, no concerns on some of the recent results in the financial space, public sector bank, private sector bank.
There were 2, 3 names, like for example, Kotak Bank, ICICI was a little bit of miss. Bank of Baroda again was a little bit of disappointment. But go and look, I mean, if you are a long-term investor, you don't decide on 1 quarter earnings. Am I right? You decide on long-term earnings. And I absolutely agree that be it any sector or any company within those sectors, there are difficult times, Govind, and no denying about it. But what you have to understand is how capable is the management or how capable is the company to come out from that kind of global scenario. And I'm quite sure with the kind of credit growth that is expected to pick up, I think all these names which did not deliver well, whether it is Kotak, whether it is Bank of Baroda, whether it is State Bank of India, I think they will definitely start doing well. So rather than deciding an exit on 1 quarter numbers, I think it is better to see couple of quarters earnings and then take a.
Got it. Gaurang, thank you so much for your time and pleasure speaking with you as always.